Hey guys, Miss Marcus here, and as you can see, we're back with some Southampton Master League. And in today's episode, of course, 3 matches as usual. One in the Champions League, which is against Chelsea. My God, first leg of the quarterfinals. Considering we beat Barcelona, I think we probably have an opportunity to maybe win. You know, I sort of have full faith in myself. I've only been beaten by Chelsea once, and I've played them like 4 or 5 times, so it's not too bad. I could have been beaten by them several times, so I think I've only been beaten once. I'm not sure about that, but I'm sure I've only been beaten once. So, in the other 2 matches, it's against Aston Villa and Cardiff City. Of course, the Cardiff game comes after the Champions League match, so we're wary of the Champions League hangover. So, into the first match of this episode, and it is against Aston Villa at home. Of course, Aston Villa have the likes of Gabby Agbonlahor and Brad Guzan in goal. Finally, Morgan Schneiderlin is my captain once again. The last 2 or 3 games I've been making it like Bad Stuber and Belhanda for some ridiculous reason, and I don't remember why, because Schneiderlin deserves it. So, and of course, Aston Villa have Benteke, who for whatever reason I decided not to mention. And for some reason I played a really strong side in this game, and I really should have rested some players because, you know, of course we're facing Chelsea next. But it's one of those things in PES that you don't have to rest your players every single game where you really should have to rest him like quite a lot more. But in the 6th or 7th minute of the match, James Ward-Prowse skins past a couple players, gets a shot away, and it's a really poor shot. And again, in the about 10 or 15 minutes later, Jovetic steals the ball of someone, pings in the bottom corner, because that's what Stevan Jovetic is all about. Of course, now Jovetic is playing in that centre forward role. He's getting a lot more opportunities to get forward and score goals. So of course, going 1-0 up against Aston Villa is pretty decent. And of course, Stevan Jovetic keeping that goal scoring run of form is just insane. So that's what you want in these sort of games anyway. You want your players to be scoring goals, eh? So 10 shots, 5 on target at the end of the first half, which is pretty decent. But as you see there, Toby Alderweireld steals a tackle off, I think, Ali Sissoko, and the referee gives me a straight red card for what must be the first red card of Alderweireld's Southampton career, which is, for me, a bit ridiculous. Yes, it was a bad challenge. Red card, not so much. And in the last minutes of the match, it must be Badge, go flying in with a tackle on one of the players. But literally, I decided to pass the ball a bit for a bit. I was like, man, there's no point trying to sort of waste my opportunities. As you see, James Ward-Prowse there do, I think that was actually a really crazy roulette spin. Didn't really see what was going on there. But who even cares? Because we won 1-0. We won 1-0, and that's all that really matters. So, for 1-0 win against Aston Villa, we go into the next game, which is, of course, in the Champions League against Chelsea. And of course, I'll show you the table in the Barclays Premier League at the end of the episode after the Cardiff game. So, going up against Chelsea, like I've already said, I think I've only been beaten by them once. I played them twice last season, and I think I drew with them in one of the first games of the season, 0-0, and then I beat them like 1-0 or something ridiculous like that. And of course, in this season, I think I've beaten them, and then of course I got beat by them in the FA Cup, but that was really unfortunate for me, which is weird. But of course, for some reason, Alex Song, the former Arsenal player and former West Ham player technically, because he's from West Ham, he's at West Ham now, and former Barcelona player, is captain of Chelsea. Man, I just don't know what to say, really, to be honest. They've gone from having likes of Frank Lampard and John Terry to Alex Song, but for some reason, Dusan Tadic was my captain. Again, Morgan Schneiderlin is there, but for some reason I decided not to make him captain. I think it's one of those things that I take him out of the team, or he wasn't in the team, and because of that, he's not playing. Well, he's playing, but he's not captain. Toby Alderweireld, of course, he will play this game. He won't play the next game against Cardiff because, of course, he's suspended, and he'll get a nice rest before you have to play Chelsea again in the second leg, because, of course, 2 legs, which is always very good to see. Of course, you have the likes of Forster, Gardos, Alderweireld, Schneiderlin, James Ward-Prowse, Jovetic, J. Rodriguez, Tadic, Campbell. Very, very strong team. Of course, no Belhanda, I think. But Chelsea likes of Courtois. They bought Godin, they bought Varane, they have Luis Janmat, who they bought, Oscar, Song, Willian, Eden Hazard, Andrea Schürrle, and the animal and biter and stamper and beast that is Diego Costa. Diego Costa is an absolutely great player. So, It was always going to be hard against Chelsea. So of course the game kicked off as you do because we're the home side, and this game was really, really, really intense. As we see in the 13th minute of the match here, Jovetic on the ball, plays through Joel Campbell. Campbell passes it back to Alderweireld, and Alderweireld somehow hits the post from about 2 meters out. I don't know how he doesn't, not 2 meters, he's like maybe about, not even half a meter out, as he misses the opportunity to give us a 1-0 lead against Chelsea. How did I miss that? I have no clue. I don't even know why Alderweireld was even in the why he was even in the box, but to be honest, it was just a pain. But as you see there, we had 6 shots, 3 on target, and Chelsea had only had 1 opportunity. As I think I brought on Graziano Pella, as we see here in the 82nd minute of the match. Pella on the ball, Godin trying to stop him. Godin can't seem to stop him. Runs past a couple of players, gets past Godin one more time, runs past one more time, and gets an opportunity and pings it into the top corner to give us a 1-0 lead with about 5 minutes left in the match. So Graziano Pella, the old man that is Graziano Pella, 31 years old, is coming up with those opportunities, and he's popping in those opportunities. But into the last minutes of the match, and this is the most ridiculous decision you'll ever, well, not most ridiculous decision you'll ever see, but it's just a ridiculous ending to a really good match of football. As you see here, with about 2 minutes having been played in the match, we have Alex Song on the ball, playing it to Felipe Luis, who plays it into Mohamed Salah, and Salah gives it to Willian. Willian gives it back to Salah. Salah threw on goal, and I thought it was Eden Hazard. So I completely took him out with Nathaniel Klein and gave away a penalty because I thought it was Eden Hazard. And I had no issues with this, and I was like, can I save this penalty? Well, so Eden Hazard I know is prone to go left, so I went left. and Fraser Forster saves Eden Hazard penalty with literally the last kick of the game. Now, I was going absolutely mental when I saved that, because I was like, it meant a lot, because Chelsea of course are away from home, and if they scored they would have got a goal away from home, which gives them a slight advantage. As you see there, I mean, they only had 1 shot in the second half, one of which was on target, which I think was the penalty. F. Gardos got the man of the match, and from their result, Schalke beat PSG, Bayern Munich beat Real Madrid, and I think AC Milan drew with whoever they faced, which is always interesting to see. But of course, and as we go, I mean, how did I save that penalty? I don't know how I saved it, but as we go into the final match of this episode, it is against Cardiff City, and I rested so many players in this match. The likes of Jack Cork played, Ryan Bertrand played, because of course Azpilicueta was suspended. Badstuber and Wanyama were the back two, because of course Alderweireld was suspended. Graziano Pella started. I was resting all my players because I knew going up against Chelsea was always going to be hard in the second leg, which would take place of course at Stamford Bridge. So, well, Stamford Bridge with inverted commas, because, you know, it doesn't actually exist in the game. But of course, in the final match, we faced against Cardiff, who I think I've beaten every time I've ever faced them. I think that's only once. And yeah, because the team I got beat by, the promoted team, was Reading, which was just ridiculous. But of course, Gazzaniga playing, and the likes of Wanyama Schneiderlin, I think, was maybe one of the only players who was actually like a main player who I was actually playing. Likes of Jack Cork was playing. I mean, it was a crazy team, and I basically rested like a good 9/11ths of my team, as the likes of Manny gets opportunity here in the 24th minute of the match. It's a really good save from the keeper. It comes up to Joel Campbell, who probably should have crossed it in first time. Just runs past a couple of players, gets an opportunity. It's a really good save again from their keeper, who I think is the Scotland goalkeeper, and his name escapes me. But in the 35th minute of the match here, Schneiderlin on the ball, gives it to Graziano Pella, back heels it to Belhanda. Belhanda gets an opportunity, and Belhanda just pings it into the back of the net to give us a 1-0 lead just before half time. No Champions League hangover here. We're going to go try as hard as we can possibly can, basically, in these matches. And it's quite lucky and fortunate that we're getting face off against not too difficult sides after a Champions League match, which is quite good as well. So in the 57th minute of the match, Graziano Pella gets played for on goal by Jack Cork, runs past Matthew Connolly and just gets the opportunity. It's a really good save from the goalkeeper, but it comes again back out to Belhanda, and he just pings it into the back of the net. David Marshall is the goalkeeper's name. David Marshall, and pings it back at David Marshall's net to give us basically a 2-0 lead. And into the last 10 minutes of the match, as Graziano Pella gets played for on goal, Matthew Connolly tries to keep up with him, can't keep up with him, and again Marshall makes an absolute great save. But unfortunately for him, it comes back straight to Graziano Pella, who again just pings it past him to give, well, the captain for the day, I think, for some reason. I don't remember why Schneiderlin, again, wasn't captain. But Baz should have got another straight red card, as Baz does, because I like with crazy tackles, because crazy tackles is what makes me. And that was that. And for some reason, the whole team started celebrating, and I was really, really confused by this, because celebrations usually occur when you've either won the league or you've secured European football. And I was technically 18 points clear of Manchester United, who were in 7th. And then the team after that would have been like 20 odd points. So technically I've secured European football, but I've not secured Champions League football. I've just secured Europa League or Champions League football, which is just, no. Don't celebrate that, come on. Wanyama got man of match with 7.5 rating. And as you see from the table in a couple of seconds, Man United actually drew 0-0. Arsenal beat Swansea and QPR got beat by Manchester City. We're still 4 points behind Arsenal. We're 1 point ahead of Manchester City. And we're now 11 points clear of Liverpool in 4th. So if you have enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel for more. And catch you later.